Good evening, everyone. As I promised, I'll be back with some more questions, very important questions from money and credit. And these questions can come for 3 or 5 marks. So today I'll be covering only 3 and 5 marks questions. And this is the last video for money and credit. Why rural people depend on informal sources of credit? As I have told you before also, informal sources of credit, who all comes under the informal sources, that is money lenders, then our friends, then relatives. So these all people comes under the informal sources of credit. So why the rural people? That is why, village people, they are depend on informal sources of credit. So we know that banks are not present everywhere in rural India or in villages. Even when they are present, getting loan from the bank is very difficult. Why it is very difficult? Because they don't have a proper document and collateral. Okay, so the first point, the key word is getting loan from the bank is much difficult. The reason is because the banks are not present everywhere in India. Okay, so that is your first point. And with connecting with the first point, you need to connect the second point where you're going to write the answer, proper document and collateral, because they don't have the collateral and documents with them. Absence of collateral is one of the major reasons. Then informal lenders such as money lenders, on the other hand, know the borrowers personally, and since they are often willing to give loan without any collateral, so for the rural people also it is very easy that they just go and they get the money from them, whereas if they are depend on the formal sources, there are lot of documents which required. Okay, so the question will come for 3 marks, and if the question will come for 5 marks, they will add on something, like for example, they can ask you who all comes under the informal sources of credit and why rural people depend on the informal sources of credit. So 2 plus 5. Or they can ask you, do you think or justify the statement? If justify comes, there you need to give one example. So again, you will be giving example of Sapna's case study, which I have explained in my previous video. Deposits with the bank are beneficial to the depositors as well as to the nation. Justify the statement. Question is very, very important. Okay, the question will come for 5 marks. Here they are asking 2 things in the question. Okay, you need to read the question very carefully. So what they are asking, deposits with the bank. Who deposits in the bank? Okay, it can be individual, it can be a company, whoever deposits. Okay, so beneficial to the depositors. Okay, it is definitely, it is going to beneficial for the depositor, but they are telling you in the question itself, it is benefit for the nation. Okay, so the question is asking you 2 aspects, how it is beneficial to the depositors and how it is beneficial to the nation. So the deposit with the banks are beneficial to the depositors. So first I have covered the point where I have written about the depositors. Okay, so the first one, depositor feel safe when they keep money in the bank. Definitely. Second point, they earn interest when I'm keeping money in my house. Okay, suppose for example, I have 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees and I just kept it at my house as an idle money. I don't yield anything, but when I deposit in the bank, I earn interest out of the deposit, what I'm depositing in the bank. Can make payment easily through checks. Okay, now there are different forms of payment has have come. For example, you have GPay, Paytm, net banking, so other stuff, but it is very easy and it is very convenient. Okay, just one password you need to give and you can easily done with the transaction. Then at the same time, now these are the 3 points which you are going to write for the depositors. Benefits of the bank deposit to the nation. Now what, how nation is beneficial. So availability of cheap loans to a large number of people. When there will be more and more deposits in the bank, definitely people will get loan at the cheaper rate of interest. Boost the industry by providing the cheap loans. Okay, not only the industry which are established, but coming up of startup companies or startup industries, or the industries which wants to expand, so they also get the cheap loan. Okay, so when they are getting cheap loan, when they expand, automatically what will happen? Employment opportunities will increase, people will get employment. So when people gets employment, what will happen? They will get wage. Okay, so when they will get wages out of their employment, they will start investing. So you can see that everything is interlinked with each other. Then the interest rate provided on the depositor adds to the income of the family. Okay, so as I told you, like income of the family, so automatically overall development of the country happens. Third one, the credit activities of the informal sector should be discouraged. Support the statement. So what they are asking you, as we know that in the previous slides, I have explained you what is the difference between formal source and informal source. And I have told you informal sources of the credit, there is very high end risk which are there. Okay, so when we talk about the informal sources, what is the question telling you? Read carefully. Credit activities is nothing but loan activities. Okay, where informal sources should be discouraged, should not be encouraged, should be discouraged. What are the reasons? Support the statement is nothing but what are the different reasons. Okay, the question will come for 5 marks or 3 marks. You need to just write according to the mark, you need to write the answer. So 85% of the loans taken by the poor household in the urban areas are from informal sources. Sorry, it is not urban areas, it is rural areas. Okay, why it is poor households are from the rural areas, they take the, they depend on the informal sources. The previous question I explained, because of lack of collateral and documentation. Informal lenders charge very high rate of interest. Okay, second reason why informal sources of credit needs to discourage, because compared to the formal sources of credit, they charge high rate of interest. So if you listen my explanation, you will see that I am explaining the difference between formal and informal sources also. Okay, so informal lenders, they charge very high rate of interest compared to the formal sources of credit. There is no boundaries and restriction. Why there is no boundaries and restriction? Because there is no one who can supervise. Whereas in the formal sources, there is RBI who supervises, but here there is no restrictions, no boundaries. They can time according to the time, according to the person, according to person to person, they can change their rules and regulation. Higher cost of borrowings means a larger part of earning. See, when I take a credit, okay, which is the rate of interest is very high. What I am doing, what is happening here? Whatever I'm earning, major part of the earning goes into the repayment. So the lender, the borrower left with nothing. Okay, the borrower is only keep on paying the principal amount, the interest and other things. In certain cases, high rate of interest borrowing can mean that the amount to be repaid is greater than the income of the borrower. Just now I explained. Okay, so whatever I am earning, it goes into paying off the loan. Then it will increase the debt trap. Okay, as I explained you in my previous slide, debt trap is nothing but when a person falls under the debt trap, it means that the person is not able to pay or repay the credit. I hope you all are understanding. Okay, the fourth one. Cheap and affordable credit is crucial for countries' development. Okay, this is the statement which is taken from the paragraph itself. So you can see that the line is converted into question. Cheap and affordable. Cheap ka matlab sasta. Affordable means sasta or tikau credit is how it is crucial for countries' development. Explain the statement. So the first, higher cost of borrowing means a larger part of the earning borrower used to repay. It's the same. The answer is almost same what I have explained. Okay, interest rate, borrowing, and so if it is going to be cheap, what will happen? People will have more money into their hand and they can invest more. So higher income leads to many people could pay them borrower cheaply for the variety of needs. Then they could grow crops, do business, set up small industries. then they could set up the new industries or traders. These 2 points can go together. So that's the reason cheap and credit it's a need of the hour. Okay, if the country needs to develop, it is very important that the bank or the formal sources of credit should give the cheap and affordable loans. Credit has its own unique role for development. Justify the statement with arguments. Okay, so credit is having unique role. So how we are going to divide this answer? This question can come for 3 marks. So here we are going to take 3 things. First is urban sector. Okay, then second one, we are going to talk about the rural sector. And the third point, we are going to talk about the tertiary sector. Okay, how, like, you know, and we know that when we are talking about the rural sector, we are talking about the primary sector. And when we are talking about the urban sector, usually urban sector comprise of our secondary and tertiary. Okay, so just keep it in mind. For the simple explanation, I have told urban sector means we are talking about manufacturing industries and tertiary sector. So credit has its unique role for development. How? So in the urban sector, why? Like, you know, in urban sector, why people need credit, or credit means loan. Why they need loan? So big businessman or the small manufacturer, they need loan either to expand their business or to bring the new technology, or like, you know, to get diversifying their business. Okay, they can increase, they can expand their business. So for that reason, in the urban sector, they want credit. In the rural area, why? Like, you know, the farmers, or like, you know, why the demand for credit, why the demand for credit is, it is for the crop production. Okay, so under the crop production, they need, for example, they want to buy seeds, or they want to invest on fertilizer, pesticides, water, electricity, repair of equipment. So cheap credit will encourage them to grow more and more. And tertiary sector also needs loan. Why? Because to adapt to the latest equipments and technology. So this is the reason why it plays a very unique role. Every person, like, you know, suppose for example, you take yourself as an individual. Okay, suppose for example, you have a desire, or you want to go to abroad and study. So you don't have money in your hand. So what you will be doing? You will apply to the educational loan. Okay, you will take educational loan. Maybe you want to pursue your education, or like, you know, your post graduation or graduation in some other country. So that time, what you will be doing? You will take educational loan. So if educational loan is cheap, what will be happening? The more and more youngsters will take the education loan, they will study, and then they will return. Okay, but at the same time, if educational loan rate of interest will be high, what will be happening? There will be less people who are taking the loan. Why is modern currency accepted as a medium of exchange without any use of its own? Okay, here modern currency, as I explained you before also, what all comes under the modern currency? Your coins, your paper notes, okay, and ATM cards, these all comes under the modern currency. So why it is accepted as a medium of exchange? It is accepted because the first thing, authorized. Who authorized? Okay, it is the government of India who authorized the all the modern currency. Then it is issued by the Apex Bank on the behalf of the government. Which is the Apex Bank of the India? It is RBI. Central Bank of India is the Apex Bank of India. Okay, so who authorized on the behalf of the government? It is RBI who publish, or RBI who circulates the money. No other individual is allowed to issue currency. Ask yourself, will you able to issue currency? Will you able to circulate? If you are going to do that, what will be happening? Jail ke andar honge. Okay, so we cannot do that. No individual can issue the currency. It is only RBI, and on behalf of the government, they issue the currency. The law of the country, what they do, okay, they set the transaction, okay, they have the rules, regulation, and RBI also cannot keep on, like, you know, printing the notes. They have their own set of rules and regulation. In the higher classes, you will be learning in detail about this. No one in the country can refuse payment made in the currency of that country. Okay, suppose in my country it is rupees. If you go to US, it is dollars. Okay, so in that country, whatever is the currency, no one can deny it. Next, self-help groups help borrowers to overcome the problem of bank of collateral. Examine the statement. Here we are talking about self-help group. As I told you, children, before also, when we talk about the self-help group, as soon as you see the word, you need not to read the other set of the question. Okay, just read what they are asking. Here they are asking about how it comes overcome the problem. Okay, so you need to write everything about the self-help group, how it is, like, you know, how they maintain, how they form. So everything is going to include it. So self-help groups are the group of the people, 15 to 20 members. Okay, it helps the borrowers to overcome the problem of lack of collateral. How? Because they themselves as a group, it is a collateral. The members of the group can take small loan and group itself meet their needs. Then the rural people in the, like, you know, the women, they groups gives the special status to the women because the women are the one who takes the initiative, who has taken the initiative. These groups gradually can seek loan for the bank to create employment opportunities. Okay, one of the very famous self-help group is Legit Papad. Okay, so they have started like that, and now it is an international brand. Banks have been extending loans to these groups to meet their needs, buying fertilizers, seeds, raw material. Okay, so the bank also helps them. These self-help groups have emerged as a building blocks. Why it has emerged as a building block? Because they, in the rural area, the collateral is the main problem. And without, like, you know, collateral, they are getting a cheap credit. Why they are getting? Because they form one group. They, every month they save one amount, okay, and they open the bank account, and in the bank account all the members' name will be there, and this is how the working of self-help group happens. Then members of these groups can get loans when required, which is repayable in the small installments. I hope you like this video. These are the most important questions. Okay, please go through it